Now listen, I ain't gonna beat around the bush today, alright? We grown, real grown. And if you clicked on this or sat down to hear it, you already know we're talking about THAT part of the relationship, that bedroom part. And before some of you'll get all shy and proper, let me remind you, there's power in intimacy when it's wrapped in communication, and confidence. Now, you want to know the A1 secret that'll make your man crave kinkier sex. Not just want it, not just like it, but crave it like his favorite meal on Sunday night. Keep counting the hours till it's served. I'm gonna tell you, it's Camfati NCE. I'm talking bold, unapologetic feminine confidence. That's self-assured. I know what I want and I ain't scared to say it type confidence. That I run this body and I invite who I want kind of energy. See, it ain't about trying to be someone else or look like somebody on a screen. No, baby. It's about showing up as you. But the most lit up, turned on version of you. You see, a man's deepest craving when it comes to intimacy, it ain't just the act. It's your energy. That freedom you walk in, that little smirk you give when you got a surprise up your sleeve, that whisper in his ear that says, tonight's going to be different. It's not always leather and chains. Sometimes it's just you saying, let's try something we've never done. That's what drives a man wild. That's what keeps his mind on you all day. Now let me get real with you. A lot of women wait for the man to bring the excitement. But sis, he's out here waiting on you. He wants you to show that side that's been hiding behind fear. He wants that playful, unpredictable woman who makes him feel like he just stepped into a brand new fantasy. Not because of props or tricks, but because of how you own it, how you step into the moment like you belong there. And I'm gonna say this loud enough for the back row communication is the gasoline to that fire. Stop thinking he's gonna read your mind. You want kinkier sex. Tell him what you've imagined. Ask him what he dreams about. Laugh, play through it. It ain't gotta be perfect. It's got to be honest, similar values, where the craving starts. That's where the fire catches. Now, some of you all listening right now thinking, but what if I get rejected? Let me tell you something. Confidence ain't about guarantees. It's about boldness. It's about taking that first step, even if your voice shakes. When you open that door of vulnerability and he sees you trust yourself enough to explore with him, baby, he's going to chase you into that bedroom like it's his life's mission. So what's the secret? It's not about being a certain shape, or saying the right dirty words, or dressing up like somebody else. It's about you knowing you're desirable and acting like it. Because when a woman steps into her sensual power without fear, with curiosity and boldness, that's when a man don't just want her, he craves her, mind, body, and soul. So go ahead, be that woman he can't predict. Be the mystery he's always trying to solve. Be the fire that keeps him wondering. What's she gonna do next? Confidence is the ultimate turn on because it speaks louder than any words, louder than any outfit, louder than any performance in the bedroom. When a woman walks into a room and owns it without needing validation, a man sees that. When she speaks with purpose, moves with grace, and carries herself like she knows her worth, he doesn't just notice, he remembers. Confidence has a language of its own. It tells him she's comfortable in her skin and she knows what she wants, and she isn't afraid to ask for it or create it. It's not about arrogance, and it's not about perfection. It's about walking in your truth without apology. It's about loving your body, not because it's flawless, but because it's yours and you've made peace with it. It's the way you walk across the floor, the way you look him in the eyes, the way you laugh from your belly without hiding your smile. It's the tone in your voice when you say his name with intention. Confidence makes a man feel like he's stepping into a story that's already rich and alive, and if he's lucky, he gets to be part of it. It draws him in because it challenges him. It doesn't beg for attention. It commands it. When a woman is confident, she becomes magnetic. It's not about what she's wearing or how much skin she shows. It's about how she owns every inch of her presence. She could be in a hoodie or in lingerie, and he'd still be craving her. Why? Because confidence makes everything she wears look like a statement. A man doesn't crave a fantasy he can't connect with. He craves a woman who knows who she is and doesn't need him to complete her, but chooses him to enhance the experience. Confidence isn't loud or aggressive, it's grounded. It's subtle, but powerful. It shows up in how she touches him like she means it, how she responds to his touch without shame, how she leads sometimes and follows with trust. It's knowing she can be soft and sensual without losing her strength. It's knowing she can explore her wild side without needing permission. A woman's confidence gives a man permission to drop his own walls, to be present, to match her energy. It invites deeper connection, deeper passion, and deeper exploration. Confidence says, I know I'm enough, and I know this moment can be anything we want it to be. That's what drives him wild. That's what makes him crave her not just for a night, but again and again, because she offers not just her body, but her boldness, her spirit, her authenticity. Confidence is contagious. When she walks in the room feeling herself, he feels her too. It raises the temperature without a single word being spoken. It's the secret ingredient that makes every touch, every glance, every moment feel electric. It's the difference between routine and unforgettable. It's the difference between being wanted and being craved. It's what transforms a bedroom into a playground and turns ordinary connection into unforgettable passion. Your energy, not your appearance, creates desire because the way you carry yourself, the way you show up emotionally, spiritually, and mentally is what truly captivates a man. Physical looks might catch his eye, but it's your inner fire that holds his attention. Energy is what surrounds you before you even speak. It's the vibe you give off when you walk into a room, the way your presence lingers after you've left, the way your smile feels like sunlight even on a cloudy day. Men can sense when a woman is tuned into herself, when she's grounded, when she's aligned with her own joy and pleasure. That energy is irresistible. It tells him there's depth beyond the surface. It tells him that behind those eyes is a woman who knows who she is and is completely alive in her experience. While society constantly pressures women to focus on outer beauty, what truly stirs deep, lasting desire in a man is how a woman makes him feel in her presence. That's energy. It's the soft confidence in the way she touches his arm when she speaks. It's the light in her eyes when she laughs with abandon. It's the calm strength she holds even in silence. Your energy speaks before your body does. It's the chemistry he can't explain. It's the curiosity he feels when he wants to know more about you, not because of what you look like, but because of what he feels around you. That kind of magnetism isn't bought, painted on, or surgically created. It's cultivated from within. It's how you speak about yourself, how you handle challenges, how you love others, how you radiate joy and sensuality without trying. A woman in her energy makes intimacy feel safe, exciting, and alive. She brings color into moments. She can turn simple things into sparks, like eye contact that holds, or a gentle brush of hands that says more than words. When a woman is connected to her energy, she becomes a force of nature. She doesn't perform, she expresses. She doesn't try to impress, she shares herself. She allows her emotions to flow. She moves from her intuition. That's what draws a man in deeper. He doesn't just want her body, he wants access to that powerful vibe she walks in. He wants to understand her rhythm, feel her soul, explore her world. That's where desire is born, not in the curves or the makeup, but in the essence that flows when a woman is fully present. Her energy becomes his obsession. He wants to feel more of her because she makes the moment unforgettable. And it's not something she tries to turn on. It's something she lives in. That's what makes her so magnetic. It's why he remembers her scent, her voice, her laughter. Her energy wraps around him long after she's gone. It lives in the way she made him feel seen, understood, ignited. That kind of energy can't be duplicated. And that's what keeps him craving her more. Initiation from women drives deeper intimacy because it shifts the dynamic from one-sided expectation to mutual desire. When a woman takes the lead in intimacy, it tells a man that she's not only comfortable with her sensuality, but also confident enough to express it without waiting for permission. That expression breaks down walls, builds emotional closeness, and creates a space where both people feel chosen, wanted, and excited. A lot of men are used to being the initiator, which over time can feel routine or even pressured. But when a woman surprises him with her own desire, her own playful spark, it's like lighting a match in a room that's already full of warmth. It tells him she's engaged, she's present, she's invested. It makes him feel appreciated, not just expected to perform. That shift in energy deepens the bond because it removes the guesswork and replaces it with clarity and chemistry. Initiation doesn't always mean taking over or being aggressive. It means inviting, signaling, exploring. It's in the soft touch at an unexpected moment, the whispered words that suggest a craving, the bold glance across the room that says tonight is different. It's in the way she reaches for him first, chooses him physically without waiting to be pursued. That moment of initiation is powerful because it shows trust. It shows that she feels safe enough in the connection to be vulnerable, playful, and spontaneous. Men respond to that in ways they often don't verbalize. They lean in, they soften, they open up. Because when a woman initiates intimacy, it also sends a message that she sees him, not just as a provider or protector, but as someone she genuinely desires. That feeling of being wanted without effort is intoxicating to a man. It makes him feel like more than just a body. It makes him feel emotionally connected. Intimacy becomes more than a physical act. It becomes a shared experience, a dance of emotions and impulses. That's where passion grows. That's where the relationship starts to deepen in ways that go beyond the surface. It becomes less about roles and more about connection. When a woman initiates, she brings her essence to the moment. She adds her flavor, her style, her rhythm. That individuality creates memories. It creates moments that replay in his mind. It creates a bond where he knows she's not just there to respond, she's there to create, to explore, to engage. That shared ownership of the experience builds emotional intimacy that lasts. It's not about control, it's about collaboration. A woman who initiates teaches him that desire can come from both sides, and that both people can create moments that feel wild, tender, passionate, and real. That's what keeps the fire burning. That's what builds anticipation and trust. That's what turns ordinary relationships into extraordinary ones, where intimacy doesn't feel like a duty. It feels like a gift that both people look forward to giving, and receiving. Playfulness and unpredictability spark craving because they introduce an element of surprise that keeps passion alive and the connection exciting. When a woman brings play into the relationship, she adds spontaneity, laughter, and lightness that remind a man intimacy doesn't have to be serious or scripted. It can be fun, unexpected, and full of life. That playful energy is contagious. It creates a space where two people can let go of expectations and simply enjoy each other in the moment. Whether it's a cheeky comment, a teasing glance, or a flirtatious challenge, playfulness breaks tension and brings two people closer without the pressure of performance. It opens up a door where creativity flows and connection deepens naturally. A woman who can be unpredictable in the most beautiful ways keeps her partner on his toes in the best sense. He doesn't know exactly what she's going to say, do, or try next. And that makes him pay attention. It makes him curious. It builds anticipation and desire because nothing feels routine. In a world full of schedules, obligations, and repetition, unpredictability becomes the spark that ignites excitement. It makes the ordinary feel extraordinary. It's not about constantly changing everything or trying to impress. It's about knowing when to switch things up, when to lean in with something new, when to keep him guessing just enough to stay intrigued. That unpredictability adds layers to the connection. It turns the bedroom into a place of adventure, not obligation. It makes each touch, each moment feel fresh and alive. A woman who isn't afraid to laugh, to flirt, to be silly, or to take charge in a new way creates a safe space for mutual exploration. That kind of energy invites him to let his guard down, to play with her, to explore his own edges without judgment. Playfulness also shows confidence, because it means she doesn't take herself too seriously. It means she's comfortable enough in her own skin to enjoy the moment for what it is, not overthink it or worry about every detail. That freedom is attractive. It tells him that she's not only open to pleasure but also willing to create it without pressure. When a woman brings laughter and spontaneity into intimacy, she invites him into an experience, not just an act. She makes him feel like he's part of something more meaningful, more electric, more emotionally rich. That's what makes her unforgettable. That's what creates craving. Because he doesn't just desire her body, he desires her spirit, her unpredictability, her ability to turn a simple evening into something that feels like a new chapter. It's in the way she surprises him with a new idea, a playful touch, a fresh tone in her voice. It's in the way she keeps the flame alive, not with grand gestures, but with little unexpected sparks that keep the room warm and the energy flowing. That's the kind of woman who stays on his mind, who lives in his daydreams, who makes him look forward to coming home. Open communication fuels sexual chemistry because it creates a foundation of trust, honesty, and emotional connection that allows physical intimacy to evolve into something deeply satisfying. When a woman speaks openly about her desires, boundaries, fantasies, and curiosities, it invites a level of vulnerability that most people rarely experience. That vulnerability is not weakness, it's strength, and it is powerfully attractive. It tells a man that she's confident in her needs and mature enough to express them. That honesty breaks through the surface level interactions and reaches into a space where true intimacy can grow. When both people feel safe to speak without fear of judgment, it opens the door to exploration without shame or insecurity. This type of communication turns sex into an experience of mutual discovery rather than a performance. It becomes a shared journey where both partners feel heard, valued, and fully present. A man will crave a woman who can tell him not just what feels good physically, but also what lights her up emotionally. He wants to know her not just by touch, but by understanding. When she uses her words to describe what excites her, what turns her on, what she dreams about trying, it creates anticipation and intensity. Her voice becomes part of the experience. Her honesty becomes the spark that fuels the fire between them. Communication removes the guessing game and replaces it with intentional, connected action. It also eliminates insecurity and replaces it with clarity. When a woman says, "I like it when Or what do you think about trying? She's not only guiding him, she's also empowering him to show up as his fullest self. That kind of mutual invitation strengthens the bond and deepens the pleasure. It's in the whispers of truth, the late night talks, the playful questions that intimacy truly blossoms. Sexual chemistry is not just physical, it's mental and emotional, and communication is the bridge that ties all of it together. It gives permission to evolve. It allows room for fantasy. It encourages creativity. It says, we're in this together. And that message brings a closeness that routine can never match. A man becomes more invested when he knows what pleases her, when he's part of her inner world, when he feels that he's not just satisfying her, but connecting with her. That kind of connection is unforgettable. A woman who communicates openly builds an atmosphere where nothing is off limits as long as it's rooted in respect and desire. She turns the relationship into a playground where ideas are shared, needs are met, and passion stays alive. Her ability to speak with courage and compassion becomes the rhythm of their shared experiences. He doesn't have to wonder what she's thinking because she tells him with grace, honesty, and excitement. That openness creates a feedback loop of intimacy that keeps growing. It invites deeper listening, deeper response, and deeper satisfaction. It allows for adjustments, surprises, and moments of true emotional resonance that linger long after the lights go out. Owning your desires makes you unforgettable because it shows a level of self-awareness and inner power that leaves a lasting impression. When a woman is fully connected to what she wants and isn't afraid to express it, she becomes magnetic in a way that can't be faked. Desire is not just about wanting something. It's about claiming it with intention, confidence, and clarity. A woman who owns her desires is not waiting to be chosen. She is choosing. She is not performing for approval. She is engaging for pleasure, for connection, and for her own fulfillment. That kind of energy is rare and unforgettable. It signals to a man that she's not afraid of depth, that she is in control of her own body, her own joy, her own story. When a woman brings her desires to the table without shame, she becomes a mirror for honesty and openness. She gives him permission to meet her there, to match her energy, to step into his own truth without fear. This creates a different kind of chemistry, one that is grounded in authenticity and fueled by mutual passion. A man never forgets a woman who looked him in the eye and told him exactly what lit her up. He remembers the way she claimed her pleasure, the way she moved without hesitation, the way she invited him into a space of trust and surrender. She becomes the woman who stands out in his memory because she wasn't just there to please, she was there to experience. She was there to create, to explore, to play. Owning your desires doesn't mean being demanding or dominant. It means being in alignment with your truth, knowing what turns you on, what excites your mind, what makes your heart race, and sharing that with openness and curiosity. It's not about being aggressive. It's about being intentional. It's the way you say yes to what feels good and no to what doesn't without guilt or apology. That self-respect builds a different kind of attraction. It's the quiet confidence of a woman who knows she is worthy of deep, passionate connection and doesn't settle for anything less. It's the fire in her voice when she talks about what she loves. It's the light in her eyes when she feels fully seen and fully expressed. That energy is unforgettable because it's real. It's not wrapped in fear or filtered through social expectations. It's raw, pure, and alive. A man remembers a woman who made desire feel sacred, not secret, who made intimacy feel like art, not obligation, who made each moment feel like it was made with intention and passion. When a woman owns her desires, she steps out of the role of waiting and into the power of creating. She becomes a force in the relationship, not just a participant. She leads with clarity, engages with fire, and shows up fully. That fullness leaves a mark. It imprints on the memory, on the heart, on the body. It lingers because it wasn't just about what happened. It was about how it felt to be in the presence of someone who knows exactly what she wants and isn't afraid to live it.